Yes.
area, so to speak. It's a good analogy, especially like a dog, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Dog is running here and there. Same thing if I become aware. The mind has one thought, oh, let me get this. Oh, let me do this. Oh, but I'm busy in studying. And the dog is running outside. So the mind also has to run at different places. That causes lot of challenges. And let us start Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. That is why we must do practice of Shanti mantra every day without fail. One, practice in a passive manner, and then we should do the practice during the day. Remember, oh, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma, or any Shanti Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhave. Or same thing that we have been doing. So it is very, very important.
I have a
Yeah,
mind question. If
yes.
would it, when I look at the thoughts that the mind produces, I feel like we try to string them along into a discernible story, right? But I think truly it's completely random, right? It seems that thoughts have no. We try to create a story around them to give them meaning, right? But really, they're just kind of bubble up from whatever stimuli or whatever
Yeah,
is causing that. But I've realized that we try to create stories out of these thought patterns that are completely,
yeah.
non-linear, right?
First, there are thoughts, so I become aware of a thought, and that then reflection is there. So let me see for what reason this thought has entered into this mind. So that is the point of contemplation and reflection. And once we reflect on it, then we go to the ultimate cause of this thought. If the dog will die, if someone drive over the dog, what will happen? Nothing is going to happen. Somebody will can also drive on our body.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Calm down, relax. But yes, then comes the duty. Oh, I have a pet, so I should take care. So you see, both both has to be balanced completely. What is balanced? I'm not getting carried away. The dog is running outside, but internal calm is there. Oh, just as a play and a fun, let me get it. Let me get it.
It's funny you say that because Carlene says he's out. Why are you not worried? Why are you not freaking out? Or what? I said,
No,
what
no,
good is it
no.
going to do? What difference does it make? He's out. I could either calmly look for him or have a tantrum, but it's the same outcome, right?
Yeah, yeah, we will see meditative state with reference to real self, and the real self is Sat Chit Anand. It is all absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. So we have started with the Shanti mantra Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam, whole. That real self is whole. How we fall back into the trap of the objective reality are one good example of that. So we all have studied mathematics, and in that mathematics we have studied the whole number. Whole number. 1 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number, 5 is a whole number, 7 is a whole number. But when we say 8, no, it is not a whole number because it can be divided by 2. That much science of mathematics gives us. But but even the 1 is divided. We have a fractional mathematics. We say 1 by 4, 1 by 6, 1 by 8. So there is nothing in the world that is visible, manifest, that is whole. Subjective reality is a whole, it cannot be divided. Finished. So now if I contemplate and reflect, or if I become aware, many ways to become aware. What is visible, what is seen, what has a name and the form, even who is very dear and close to me, can be divided into different parts, like one number, 1 by 5, 1 by 6, and still we say no, it is a whole number. Same thing the 3, 3 by 2, 3 by 5, 3 by 6. Oh, it is divided. 0.6, 0.2, 0.25. So the objective reality, which is of the nature of name and the form, is always divided. Now, if I do not understand this, then I see, okay, real self is like a whole, but it can be divided into parts, and we misunderstand it, and then there is a problem. No, but you say the absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. No, it is an extension. It is not a division. The same existence is consciousness. Same consciousness is bliss. I recognize it. I realize it. I experience it. That is the highest meditation.
The highest meditation would be the meditator is gone, right?
Meditator
the subtle
is,
ego
yes,
becomes the meditated. I was thinking about that. I was
yes,
having a moment of no thinking. I was thinking, even my thinking I'm not thinking is a thought, right? Very subtle.
Yeah, very subtle.
A non-doer, a non-thinker is still a thinker and a doer. And I thought, oh, how difficult, kind of, to not get stuck there.
You see, when we say I'm the real self in one way, and then I say the meditator, meditation, and the very process is gone. Why it is gone? Because all the three are a parts of the mind. The mind has divided itself into subjective reality, that is, I am the meditator, into an object of meditation, and then the practice. Where they all the three live? Say, just say. Who is doing meditation? I am. It is false. What is the object of meditation? Where the object of meditation is experienced in the mind. Oh, and about the practice, the mind is doing the practice. Mind is saying that my mind should not be distracted here and there. It should focus on that. Shiva, 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 Shiva. So now all the three are gone. So when all the three are gone, that state of consciousness, or you can say that state of consciousness, is the highest meditation. How come it is? I'm abiding in the real self. I'm abiding in the real self. So when we abide in the real self, when you wake up, also when you wake up, you are abiding in the real self. Abiding in the real self means that all your perception has changed. You live in the highest state of awareness. J. Krishnamurti used to say, you are living in an extraordinary state of awareness. And then he used to explain where all the Trinity is dissolved, and that is what the choiceless awareness is. And what is that choiceless awareness? Because it cannot be divided. Choiceless awareness means cannot be fragmented. It cannot be divided. Like 1 by, when we say 1 is a whole number and still we divide it 1 by 5. That is the problem with the science. It looks for relative reality. It is problem of the science also, but it is true in case of relative reality. We have to work on it. In the transactional reality, in a phenomenon world, in my personal, professional, social, family life, this is okay. But this has nothing to do with our real self, to find the real self to be in the state of meditation. So we mix up both. And that is why we have to study the Gita and the Eastern wisdom. No, but we are looking into our subject matter today, that what is this meditative state? Can we understand by intellect? Yes, we can understand. So what is that understanding in the Eastern wisdom? We should point out to the ultimate cause. Ultimate cause. So when I point out to the cause, ultimate cause means there is no further cause. What is the cause of seeing you? Eyes. What is the cause that the eyes sees you? Mind. What is the cause of the mind processes this information to see you? Consciousness. So I reach to the consciousness. So I know the ultimate cause is we think that I'm sleeping. Come on. Everything is done by the nature. If the nature increases the tamoguna, then only you sleep. How dare you can sleep? If the tamoguna is not dominant or dictating over the sato and the rajoguna. No, I don't believe. I have been doing it. I've been doing it. I prepare the bed to sleep. I open the ambient light. I have $5,000 cushion. I have $200 pillow. I have a beautiful designed bed sheet. Really? Okay, so you are preparing for a sleep. Oh, then I have a very soothing music. Oh, really? Really? Okay. So you know when you are going to fall into sleep. What you are doing, you are preparing yourself in a waking state. You don't know anything about sleeping. So you are making a joke to yourself. So it is the prakriti. When you lie down, you have that intention, and the mind enters. Mind says, now shut up completely. I'm not reflecting that consciousness now, which is the state of the sleep.
I was reflecting on. I was thinking something we know is true or truth doesn't need to be thought about, right? It's
Yeah,
already known. So I was thinking, anytime I'm thinking, I'm probably either thinking about something that's not going to happen, some sort of projected outcome, or I'm ruminating about something, right? But I'm not actually doing anything qualitative.
yeah,
Because if it's known, we don't have to remind ourselves. Like, I don't have to say, wake up every day and say I'm a male,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
tell me once and I believe it,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't need the mind again. And I was thinking, I feel like there's some kind of clue into that.
Same
Even
way.
knowing that helped me calm the mind in a certain kind of way.
In the beginning, I have to remind myself when I see you, it is not the eyes, it is not the mind, it is the consciousness behind. But once this knowledge is settled, I need not to remind. I look at you. Yes, it's a transactional reality. I will communicate with you. Yes, that is also good. But the way I remember I'm the male, the way I remember I'm that consciousness, I'm that real self. I'm using a wrong statement in the language, but it will help us to understand. That is what all the teachers do in the Eastern wisdom. Why? Because seekers live in that ignorance. And ignorance, I have to talk in terms of the ignorance to make us to reach to that higher state of awareness. When there is no ignorance between the two, then we reach to that state. So when we say the real self is absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. So I have a cognition. Cognition means that I am male. I need not to think. Same thing, I have a cognition that I am the real self. We are in a state of highest meditation. So let us understand that is what these 24 to 28 or 29 verses talks about it. So I will do the cross references from the different text and especially from the Upanishads also. I may not remember the name of the Upanishad, but I remember the principles. I need not to.
Don't worry, I won't correct you.
So I need not to, but so the first is existence. I exist. So you see that I exist. But then I don't complete the sentence, I exist because of the existence. Now go little reflect on it. I exist means what? I exist with the three bodies because of the existence. So my body and the mind complex exist because of that existence, which is real self, which can neither be created nor destroyed. You have taken the principle of the science. Science physics says matter is neither created nor destroyed. Yes, why? Because the real self is whole. So whatever manifests through the real self will also neither be created nor destroyed. So science says at a second layer that yes, matter is neither created nor destroyed, but how to understand it? Matter, yes. Nose pin, neck, golden nose pin, golden necklace, golden earring, golden ring. Destroy all of them. What is left? Gold. Gold is not destroyed. Gold is neither created nor destroyed. Take second example. You see that I'm just comparing with the science also. Yesterday I was contemplating on that. So you see that building, house. House is present. So now destroy the house after something is left. What is that is cannot be destroyed. No, I will destroy it, I will crush it into the dust particle, but the dust particles still exist. Destroy the dust particles, still the finer particles exist. So because of that, the science says matter is neither created nor destroyed. That is what we are saying. We are saying
I'm saying the space that made the home a home is still there. Right?
Nothing
can't be touched.
Nothing can be destroyed. So it means now I have come to the conclusion I exist because of the existence. Where is the second statement? Oh, a second statement comes that I continue to exist. Why? I am neither created nor destroyed. So that is what the absolute existence is. But only difference between the science and the Eastern wisdom, that absolute existence is of the nature of the consciousness. That is our second part. Real self is absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. What the heck you are talking about? I understand from the quantum physics that everything is energy. No, energy cannot move, cannot play without consciousness. So that energy we are talking of only the first point, existence. Now, matter is converted into existence, so still it exists. Matter still exists in the form of energy. No, that very existence is in the form of, is the manifestation of the consciousness. No, then the big problem arises. There's a whole big problem. We have to solve that big problem. What is that big problem? We said that we are absolute consciousness also. Absolute existence, consciousness, bliss is the real self. So absolute existence, we have fairly solved. Now come to the absolute consciousness. How can you say, when I am dead, there is no consciousness in the body? First objection. Where is then consciousness? You say that real self is neither created nor destroyed. It does not change. It remains as it is.
I've I heard something. Maybe I misunderstood it. I think it's like a Darth Maharaj, whatever his name is, but he says that
Nisargadatta Maharaj.
consciousness. He talks about prana and food, right? And then the body is essentially like food for consciousness,
Yeah.
which is how we become aware and, we know that I exist or I am. But his point is that, and we're probably saying the same thing, but he says, Krishna, when he's no longer embodied, doesn't know you're worshiping him because the consciousness is no longer aware, right? There's no
consciousness is not manifesting through the body because it is mind is not manifesting that consciousness. Hence, consciousness is still there. One thing you rightly picked up, that we are talking of same subject, and at present I don't want to go into the approach of Nisargadatta Maharaj. He is right perfectly. He picked up one Upanishad and from there he approached that to explain. I am using in a very layman's language that I am dead, so-called dead, body and the mind. So where is the consciousness? You are talking the real self is ever present. So I'm asking a simple question and I want to find an answer to this simple question.
I think sometimes I get hung up. Is real self, I feel like the real truth is that real self is not consciousness, that it's one more layer behind. Is that,
no,
that ultimate awareness is beyond consciousness?
Follow the approach of the master, what the master says. Master says real self is absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. So in one master explains with reference to the existence, then he brings consciousness and bliss. Second master explains with reference to the pure consciousness. He adds the word pure consciousness, means that there is no reflected consciousness, there is no mind. He still means existence and bliss. And the third approach of the master is it is pure bliss, means the permanent continuation of the happiness in all the situation, in all the events. He also means the existence in the consciousness. So we have to reflect with that understanding in the mind. So we are trying to find out this higher state of meditation with reference to the consciousness, and when the body and the mind. Oh, you teach us in meditation that body should be totally steady, mind should be empty. Are you helping us to go into the depth? People get scared. How can I reach to the higher state of meditation? No, this is, and because of the fear, they have many hallucinations and imaginations, or they take a recourse. Oh, now I'm able to communicate with the Jesus or Krishna or the Shiva. So even if they are able to communicate with the Shiva, Krishna, or the Jesus, It's a progress in meditation, but it is not the ultimate. That we need to understand. But now, coming to the same question, we do not know. This guy approached me almost 5 or 6 months ago. He said, I will continue with the sessions from India. He was my old student, I said. Then, after a couple of weeks, he said, my mother is suffering from. I'm answering that question by a real life example. So, please pray for her so that her life would be saved. I said, I will do the prayer. So I did the prayer. So last month his mother died. And my goodness, in 5 or 6 emails, he is so much full of abuse. And you did not save my mom. And you promised me that you will pray. You did not pray. So there is a rumor about me that, I had saved the lives of many people. Because it was almost 25, 26 years of teaching. So if I prayed it, and by grace of the God, he is saved. So I have no role to play. I have no role to play. So
That's
now,
surprising that he would get upset at you. Is that how the culture is, kind of?
no, yeah, everywhere. Even in US also, you have those kind
I
of
guess
cults.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we have different cults and dogma that we will do that. So I said, should I respond? I said no. I had a big smile on the face. My mind told me that, can my prayer save me? No. So why should I worry? Should I not pray? No, I should pray anytime. And recently, what happened? I told you that I volunteered session in Ukraine. So the younger, he was only 32, 33, he was pulled by the Ukrainian police department and sent to the army, that you have to train yourself. And then what happened, that another guy who loved this guy asked me to pray for him so he should return. My goodness, by chance he returned. And
Good job.
then everyone says that, so should I not pray? I should continue to pray. Now what happened? Now there is another problem. Now another woman who wrote to me that my brother was forced to join the army, please pray for him. Now, you see, this kind of a magic, this kind of a problem starts in this journey of Eastern wisdom. I cannot deny that I will not pray. Because, I belong to the Eastern wisdom. I will definitely do it. Does it happen? Yes, it happens. An individual is responsible? No. It is the nature responsible. It happens. Now let us go there. Now come to the main issue. We are sick. We go to the hospital. We get the treatment. Right? Doctor does not say, we have saved you from the death. He simply says, I save you from this sickness. I managed your sickness. Is there any hospital who can save me from the death? We have a very wrong notion. Oh, at last, I went to the hospital. I was in heart attack, and that doctor saved me. Will you not die? Will you not die? I'm bringing both consciousness and bliss together. You have to understand that's a very subtle, and that then we will find out, what is this state of meditation? Is there any hospital made in the world to save one from the death or manage your sickness? If we are not aware, we fall into delusion, and then we say that hospital saved me, that doctor saved me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I remember when everyone was trying to get oh great, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The one who had cancer was Ramakrishna, right? He was. They're all telling, "Why don't you save yourself? You're
Ramakrishna,
sick.
yes.
You can just cure yourself. Why don't you do it?"
Yeah,
Right? And he says, "Well, I have no part to play in that. I'm only a witness." You know, I think is what he says or something. But he's like,
yeah.
"I can't save myself.
We cannot, yeah.
Not possible."
But there is a very big secret behind it. That's what we are going to reveal in meditation. You rightly reminded me of that incident with the great master and Swami Vivekananda. So now come back, the world outside. Consciousness is there. I'm conscious, so I know you. I know the entire world. I know the problem in the body. I know the problem in the mind. I also am conscious. There is a consciousness we can understand. There is a consciousness in the dream state. That's why I'm a dreamer. That's why I see the virtual event. So it means existence is there, and the consciousness is there in the dream, and the consciousness is there in the waking state. Oh, we can prove it and we can understand it. It's okay. Ah, yes. Now the master of this Upanishad throws a question. What about your sleep? Are you aware of your sleep? Are you aware of your consciousness in sleep? Are you aware, are you conscious that you are in a sleeping state? No. Oh, I don't know. Yes, I don't know. So we have almost proved the existence and the consciousness are present in the waking state and the dreams. What about the sleep state? We have been sleeping. I've been sleeping for 66 years now. So only after waking up I recognize that I slept well. When the consciousness manifests through the mind, I recognize that I had a sleep, but I am not conscious of the sleep. So, how do you prove that? How do you prove that in sleep there is no consciousness and you continue to wake up from the sleep, you go to dream, you sleep again every day? This has been happening for years together. How can you say that the death is the absence of the consciousness? How can you say death also? No movement. Well, then you will say, yes, in sleep there is a movement, but you don't know. In deep sleep, you don't know. If you are awake, half awake, semi awake, then you know that I have moved my body.
Then you're not in deep sleep, right?
Then you are on.
I feel like in order to wake up, you had to have been there before, right? It's kind of to know I am. You had to know that you weren't. In a way, I guess is the way to say it.
You just
never, yeah, that's
the more you contemplate and reflect, you are already progressing into meditation. Now, Master is asking the next question. That's a very good opening. Master is asking, can you give me one proof that you are not dead in deep sleep? Give me one proof. Any one proof. Now, I'm not conscious of the sleep. How can I give you the proof? So it means consciousness is also present in the dead body. How can you give the proof? What you think is death is actually not a death. You have arrested the functioning of the body and the mind. Consciousness is not, a mind is not able to reflect the real self into the mind. That's why it is not able to reflect the consciousness into the body and the sense organ, which you call the death and that. And oh, okay. It is easy to experience the consciousness in a waking and the dream state. In both the states we experience. Now, see, we are going further deeper. That gives you the whole picture of why the master says you should have discernment and dispassion. Why the master, even Krishna says you have to purify the mind by doing the karma yoga. Why? Why the master? Because when we study this in the beginning, we find it is unrelated. You give me meditation practice. So we have a wrong notion that let me close my eyes and sit down, no thought is there. Almost I become like a matter, that is meditation. So we have a very wrong perception. This is what Master is clarifying in this, in both the states. What is both the states? In dream and the sleep, dream and waking state. Now we are going to answer the question why the master is explaining the meditation in a very simple way. What we have to do in chapter 6, simply follow it with a contemplation and reflection. Become committed to it, be sincere to it. You should have a burning desire. Oh, did I do this practice written in this? Did I do this practice? Did I follow this step? Did I follow this step? Just follow it. And the result you will result will be there. So what I'm saying, that is how I'm explaining in a different way. So in what I said, in dream state and in a waking state, consciousness that I experience. Yes, I agree with you. How I experience that consciousness through the mind, okay, that is also good. I agree with you. What do I experience? What do I experience through the reflected consciousness that is in the mind? I experience likes and dislikes. I experience pain and the pleasure. I experience profit and the loss. I experience today I have a stress, I manage my stress. Today I practice meditation, I earn money. I am happy, I am unhappy. Who experiences this? Mind. In the waking and in the dream state. Mind is absence in the deep sleep. So I don't experience the likes and dislikes. I don't experience pain, pleasure. I don't experience profit and loss. I don't experience I'm happy or unhappy. Only when I return from the sleep in a waking state, I define, I explain indirectly what happened in the deep sleep. Oh, that's quite interesting. First thing that we prove in dream and the waking state, we are both existence and we are consciousness. But in sleep, I don't experience. So, what I experience actually, let us take what I experience in the waking and the dream state. I experience likes and dislikes, between attachment and detachment. That is why Master says introduce discernment and dispassion. That is when I am happy or unhappy. At least when I say I am happy, happiness is there. When I experience unhappy, I experience the unhappiness is there. Can you tell any human being who has experienced only happiness or who has experienced only the unhappiness? I'm unhappy because I have a lot of money. I'm unhappy because I have no money.
Carlene yesterday said, I like when you came back from hunting how our relationship was. We were very like this, and now we're kind of like this. And I told her, well,
Ah,
there's no way we could stay here all the time, right? It's an impossible. Look at everything in the world, everything in the universe is up and it's down and it's in a cycle. Don't expect that we're gonna be
oh, when I
flying on
was
the clouds
giving
every
her a
time,
lesson, you came?
huh?
When I giving her a lesson, you came to her?
I wasn't. No, I wasn't there when
Ah,
you
you weren't
guys.
there. Okay.
She just brought up that, and I said we can never expect to stay
Ah,
here. It's not realistic, right? Your expectations expect that it's going to go like this, right? And then it's less of a pain when it's not,
yeah.
here.
It means you can live into that state of meditation even if you don't express in the form as if you are coaching someone. First, let me live into that state. You smile and be happy. Oh, yes, now I have realized. Your inner contemplation and reflection will definitely help us to go deeper. So now understand again. Again, I'm repeating for the sake of understanding that we are existence and consciousness. Then we have references, we have many examples in the dream and the waking state. Very good. How do I know that I'm conscious? Through the mind, experiences in the mind of likes and dislikes. Oh, it means happiness is also there. Yes, unhappiness is also there. So now you see unhappiness is there. Krishna says in the first chapter, I'm unhappy. Arjuna says, I'm unhappy. Master Krishna says, you are not worthy of suffering. It is happening because of the RSS syndrome that we discussed many a times. It is happening because of your art. Now you see uh, Krishna directly hitting it, but to understand it, then he has to complete 18 chapters. He pointed
Mhm.
out directly. He has a direct understanding. Oh, you are suffering. And Arjuna did not agree. In the second chapter, Krishna says, you are important. You're not contemplating, reflecting. You're not trying to understand. So we are existence and consciousness in the dream and the waking state, but we have to understand if consciousness is ever present with the same existence and consciousness in sleep also. And can I become aware of that extraordinary state? That is choiceless awareness. That is awakened state. That is the higher meditative state. But we have to reflect again and again and again, bypass the mind through the discernment and dispassion, through the karma yoga, performing my duty and living into the elevated state of the consciousness. Uh, we are not aware of the sleep. It does not mean that consciousness is not there. So the entire journey of meditation is to transcend the mind. Why to transcend the mind? Because that reflected consciousness presents before us presents before us the world of name and the form and the duality and a conflict and a happiness and unhappiness. Now I'm going to make a statement that has amazed me and amused me from this teacher. Master says, sleep is a short duration of the death, and the death is the eternal sleep. Death is the eternal sleep. What it means? that in death, so called, it is a deep sleep, the body mind complex separated from that real self. That is why I am not able to experience consciousness there. And then another material formation will take place, and I will step into another body, either in ignorance or in knowledge. If I enter into another body with the knowledge, I'm reincarnated. I'm a born awakened person. And I'm
Even
born.
the born awakened person didn't know until they woke up, right?
Yeah.
Or until they were born.
They have to follow the law of the nature. You cannot bypass the nature. So after, J. Krishnamurti, at the age of the 16, he reached to that state. Shankaracharya reached to that state in the age of 8 years. So exceptions are always there. So the Vivekananda, it is possible. And that is how the Dalai Lama is discovered, by looking into hundreds and thousands of kids. So they found out which state, where location, this is the location, this should be the kind of parents and characters, and this, and then they go, they check it, and they found it. And then they say, "Hey, this is our Dalai Lama of this." Yeah, and now he is an awakened guy, and they have found it. So Krishna is also known as the reincarnation. So we believe that even the Buddha reincarnated in the Krishna reincarnated in the form of the Buddha. Out of the 10 reincarnation, one of them is the Krishna. But now come to the main topic. Do you prepare for deep sleep every day, ambient lighting, soft and gentle, where even rich people who have all are not able to sleep deeply? It comes by the nature. Sleep, I will become nothing. In sleep, we become nothing. What even if I is not there in the deep sleep? Means mind and intellect are not there. The false I is not there. That is why we do not have any experience. So what it means, we prepare for death every day. We have been preparing for death almost every day. With a particular name, it is sleep, not with the name of the death. It's a short duration of the death. Sleep in the death. What is common point? No movement. Even if there is a movement in sleep, I don't know. Are you just think of this, sleep and okay. But then why I have so much of fear about the death? Because I'm not able to fulfill the desires. Say, for example, after the session, I go for eternal sleep. I cannot have the next session with you. Eternal sleep means, death has come. Because I have a desire to follow, to pursue in the material world, so I have a fear of the death. From where that desire comes? From the mind. How mind? That is why. Because I have a fear of that, so I should be attached like this. I should have more money. I should be in the presence of lot of people so that I should not feel lonely. And long list is there. Long list. So it is the fear of the death. It is basically the fear of death that gets me obsessed and possessed with the body and the mind. That is why if I continue to have a headache, I rush to the doctor with a hope that he will save me from the death. But the doctor is 100% clear that I will manage your headache. And if they cannot manage your headache, they say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking fear of death is like the number one.
Yeah, number
It gets in
one.
the way of living, right? Like I always like to think the the less fear you have of death, the more alive you can be, or free to live.
And now, if I don't die, it means I have understood the meaning of the death. That is the eternal sleep. It means I never die. It means we are absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Oh, yes. Ah, I never die. It means this is what? So, sleep is a short duration of the death, and death is the eternal sleep. I have seen at least three masters. One master, I was attending to him long back, very long back, almost 30, 35 years, and I was evolving at that moment. Even I never, in those days, I never felt, but later I understood the meaning. So he said that in front of the 200 people, he said that I'm sitting into meditation and just a language, and then I will leave this body, and whatever you want to do with the body, you can do it. So a couple of people who started crying, they said, stop this. I already explained you that I never die. So he sat for about 1.5 hour, his body fell down, so we realized that his body is left. So he left the body in an extraordinary awareness. One aspect of the meditative state. Highest meditative state is like that. So you are still with the body and the mind, but still you have reached to that state that this is too far. Body and the mind complex, false I, is too far from me. It is not gone. Without false I cannot work in the transactional world. So you are not scared falling into sleep. You prepare the same way you prepare for. So those people, like my master and many people, those people now they leave the body consciously. So it means if they will, they can reincarnate into the different body. But we
Would
are,
you even want to?
yeah,
Would you even want to
yeah,
if you were?
like the Buddha said, until then, every human being will bring an end to their suffering and ignorance. I will continue to take rebirth. So the same thing with the Krishna and same thing with the lot of masters, they use it.
But the average awakened who's not a teacher is just an
Yeah, yeah.
unknown, right? It's
They are
a
not,
non-event.
yeah, it's a non-event. Non-event. So what happens? You reach to a state of meditation where you experience consciously, continuously, that this body and the mind is also already a dead matter. So it is different from you, it is not you, hence you don't die. And that is what I said perhaps in the last session. I discussed that when I'm not the body, I have a clear realization. I'm not the body and the mind. So then where is the birth and where is the death? So that makes it clear that as such there is no death. We have been dying almost every day. And there is an extension of that event of the death with reference to the body and the mind complex. Can I live into that state all the time? Yes. Eating and drinking. That is why our master says practice karma yoga. Follow each and every step. Have detachment. not only detachment from, not only detachment from the objects of the world, people, and the relationship. Why you should have an attachment? How? By doing the karma yoga, so that your mind does stops continuous clinging to the objects of the world, which is an objective reality. Your mind is running outside. That is why you perform your personal duty every day. You enter into the karma yoga. So what will happen? The discernment and dispassion will awaken in your intellect. What that discernment and dispassion will do, it will bring you the higher state of the consciousness. We have already understood the yajna. We have understood the five yajna, and then Master in fifth chapter brought. Oh, this is also yajna. What is yajna? Sama yajna. The six treasures are also yajna. It is a mental state. Look at it. If we get lost into this teaching, then we will miss it. So he says, you are in the state of inner calm. Inner calm is independent of anything. You have performed the yajna. You are able to withdraw your sense organs from the respective objects of the world. It is also yajna. Third, titiksha. Titiksha means endurance and austerity and penance. We have covered two aspects, titiksha and tapa. Tapa is a self-discipline, and titiksha is emotional independence. Some people, there is a Jainism tradition which is very deep and very subtle tradition. Their masters have reflected very deeply, but it's a long journey because it is just almost, it appears in the very beginning as opposite to what we are learning. It is not opposite. So we have to find that understanding, that harmony of these two traditions, what they do. Now I will stop eating. The person who has already reached to the highest state of meditation, who is awakened. So now he wants to leave the body-mind complex. Now I will stop eating. So few weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks have passed. They keep on witnessing how the body and the mind leaves that consciousness, and they leave. It will be a big issue if I say, if the rule of the country says that, oh, you're committing suicide, you'll be put behind the bar. But it is totally different. We are not going against the rule of the country, but people, many masters have done this. Some people stop eating, some people, they force themselves not to sleep, and their mind reaches to a state of total pause or emptiness. And so there are many ways people do it. So because now once you reach to the highest state of meditation, you can use your mind the way you like. You are the master of the mind. The mind is the worst master. Mind is the faithful servant. I talked about it in one of the sessions. So now your mind is the faithful servant. You don't get upset because you are not eating for weeks and days. You're not drinking. I met one guy, perhaps who might be alive now. I forget his name. He has not been eating almost for the last 10 years. Very healthy.
What, did he eat milk? Milk or something?
No,
I think he told me about
he's
that
not
guy,
eating
or
anything.
nothing.
He's just drinking some water. So there is a possibility from that consciousness which can help the body and the mind survive. It is possible. So we are not going into that area of magic, and otherwise many things are possible into. We are here to reach to that state of the consciousness where we experience the freedom from the suffering, and uh, we experience that yes, what the master says, we are not the body and the mind, we are not these, uh, according to the Shankaracharya, who says manobuddhir ahankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jivhai nacha ghrana netre. I am none of these five elements. I am not the five sense organs. I am. So now you see that here the master is not using the three words. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. He says I am Shiva. So we represent the Shiva is also the same, the real self of the nature of absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss.